Hello, everybody. My name is Evan Hunt, and you're watching Political Hub 101. I am joined by Neck Press owner Logan Raid, and I am joined by Terrell McCann Jr. Evan Hunt, and you're watching Political Hub 101. I am joined by Neck Press owner Logan Raid, and I am joined, and basically I'm also joined by Terrell McCann Jr., D7 rep, and vice chairman of the DNC, and we have joining us Andrew Dominguez, senator of D2 and BOD member. Now, it's also cool because Andrew is a Georgian supporter, Logan is a Iowa supporter, and Terrell, I'm assuming you are a Sam Martinez supporter?
Because I'm supporting I'm supporting the Democratic nominee.
All right. So we have a lot of people from different perspectives coming into the night. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Andrew. How you doing, bud?
How are you doing, Terrell? Hey,
I'm doing
Logan.
fine.
Logan, your website, by the way, is amazing. Yeah,
Yes,
y'all have to check. Yeah.
And here we go. Who is ready? And I just want to show you something. Here, I started this. Tell me if you can see it when I go all the way. Let me make sure I'm presenting to everyone.
Okay. All right. Let's see what you got.
So if I put all the way into this YouTube video, you can still see it, right? If I full screen it?
Yeah.
All right, yes. Let's go. So you can see it now?
Yep.
Sam Martinez has won the Democratic nomination. Proud Georgian wants his Indy. Candidates file very early, while veteran lawmakers face tough tasks. Many facing credible opponents such as D4, DNC division. Many are not unifying around the party nominee, and Max Finland sadly leads the map. I'm now joined by my panelists. So let's talk about this, shall we?
Sure, let's do it.
So let's first talk about Adam. Yeah, we're gonna have Adam the nerd probably join us in a bit. Adam the nerd.
And you know what? I just want to say, this election's gonna be historic. No matter who wins.
Yes. So first, I want to talk about the primary. We had a pretty contentious primary in the end. Sam Martinez squeaked the victory over after Tom Kirkman and Ivoram dropped out. Now, Terrell, you are for the party unifying around its nominee, but some other members are not. Why? What is your message to try to get Democrats to stick to their nominee?
Well, the message that we have been sending, it's kind of late for us to try to send a message. I mean, look, the election, for God's sake, the election is already happening. Voting is happening right now. All I'm going to say is this. At this point, whoever you vote for, so you vote for. I'm not going to stop you from voting for anyone. You have the right to vote. Although I would encourage you all, I said this last night on MCNN, I would encourage everyone after this election, particularly our Democrats, to do some self-reflection on what they can do differently next time in the next presidential election. Because look, if we break this down, this election was not what we made it all out to be. We were hoping for the classic, Democratic nominee, Republican nominee, maybe an independent or two in the middle, or one independent at least. That's what we were really expecting this season. With Georgia coming into the race, though, that really put a major setback on us, particularly talking about the Democratic Party, meaning Georgia took a lot of Democratic voters, but not only Democratic voters, Republican voters. And if you're in either party leadership, you would be very concerned about something like that, particularly someone like Georgia coming into the race and getting both sides just like that. So, what I'm going to be stressing, I mean, the results are shaping up, what we then looking at, meaning polls and all that. All the polls will be over. We will have a president elect tonight, so we're just gonna have to watch and see what happens. But to all you Democrats out there, or anyone out there that is still undecided, I just ask you to get to the polls and vote for whoever you want. At the end of the day, we are one nation. We are country over party, at least country over party. Many people are tired of the two-party system. They say they want representation on both sides. That's what the independent is. So we're just gonna have to sit back and watch this all play out, Evan.
Yeah. Andrew, you are a Georgian supporter. Now, you are not unifying around the party's nominee. Why is
that? First of all, Evan, thank you for having me here. Second of all, before being anything, BLD member, senator, Democrat, I'm an American. As everyone, I feel American, and I feel Georgian is the best candidate to fulfill both sides' needs. He is a conservative, a Democrat, and you have to admire that. He can get through the aisle and have supporters from both sides, not just one, which is amazing to me. I could vote Sam, of course, but I think Georgian, especially with no Republican candidate, can not just represent the Democrat, but the Republican. He can represent all the country. And let's remember, if we are not voting for a chairman or for a party leader, we are voting for a president. Can represent us all. That's what I was looking for this election, and I got that. Thank you, Evan.
No problem. And Logan, you decided to go green. Why is that?
Well, I've been in MEC for a very long time, since around September or August of last year, and I just feel that we've had too much of the middle in MEC, and I wanted somebody, and I vote for people who are on the outside of the normal in MEC. So I was originally supporting Max Finland because she was on the would be more conservative than most of MEC. And now I'm voting for Mayowa because he's the most liberal. And I really want people who are going to stand up for their values and not just go hug the middle where the majority of MEC is.
Okay. Now,
can I just add something real quick? Mayowa's progressive. He's going to get those progressive Democrats in particular. The progressive Democrats, maybe even some of the liberals, the Democratic Party. So he's going to get I'm going to say, a good portion of the progressive to liberal votes in the Democratic Party.
All right. So, are you happy? Are you personally happy that Georgian decided to launch this bid? I want to start with Terrell.
Well, it's always, I'm not going to say I'm personally happy with that decision. I mean, it's his decision to do it. I mean, look, I have no problem with seeing a president Georgian. We could be possibly seeing one. I'm not opposed to it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Georgian is a great friend of mine. It really doesn't matter if he wins or loses this election. Honestly, I'm personally happy to know that another one of my friends is joining the race, so that I can feel a little bit more comfortable with whoever the president-elect will be. So with his decision that he made, I could be more excited, but we're just gonna have to wait and see.
And lastly, I also want to get Logan's perspective, as he's a very good media correspondent. what do you think a Georgian presidency would be like?
I mean, Georgian's been on mech for a very long time. He's been very popular, and I think there won't really be much conflict in government if Georgian is president. It'll be not like the same. It's not going to be, the same as other presidencies, but it's going to be a very peaceful time. There's not going to be many like fights in government. Some people see that as a good thing, and I just think it makes things boring.
All right. I think we're being joined by Jayant Karatori, Georgian's VP. So, hello, Jay.
Hello.
Hey, Jay, how are you, bud?
Good, you?
I'm doing fine.
And we have ANS, Adam the Nerd. We have 2 media outlets now. This is amazing.
3, actually. Don't forget I'm with Mech News.
Oh, yes. 3. Hello, Adam. Are you reading the thing? Okay. So, who do you think will win, and how big do you think they will win tonight?
There.
Wait a second. If you want to
I think a proud Georgian will win.
the results.
Also, I love Logan Rabe's selection website. Logan, you're doing a great job. Thanks.
I think Cameron Scott will win.
No, Cameron Scott will not win.
Who do you think will?
Well, do you want to be updated
He's not getting that
with
much
the
of the
results,
vote.
Evan?
According to Mech results, a proud Georgian is winning with over 73%, with over 70% of the vote.
He's winning with 70%
Which we
of the
haven't
vote.
seen.
Just right now with 70%.
When are we going to start calling them states, or is it going to be just Ethan?
So Jayant, why did you decide to become Georgian's vice president?
Because we need change. That's very simple. We need change. The whole partisan way of doing things isn't working out for ordinary Americans, and it's not just partisan. Whenever it's bipartisanship. It's bipartisanship in a bad way. It's bipartisanship towards more spending. It's bipartisanship towards utopian plans like UBI. It's UBI without any details on how it will be funded. It's bipartisanship towards horrible foreign policy. It's just bad policy in general, and we need change. We're very simple. We can't have the same old system running amok anymore, and that's why I decided to be Georgia's vice president.
And what will you do if you are elected vice president?
Well, firstly, first thing I'm going to do is talk with leaders of both parties and see what we can come up with in our time in the presidency, in our time in the executive office, and see what policies both parties would like us to implement, and we'll review them, and we'll see which ones best suit our agenda of change. But mainly, I think a lot of it has to do with rolling back the massive bureaucratic institutions that we've seen grow in cities. I acknowledge as a suburbanite myself that cities need a lot of welfare programs simply because of the way they're organized. But it's grown ridiculous. There are, I believe, 60 plus taxes in most states. There's a huge regulatory state which wastes literally millions of taxpayer dollars on corruption and all this stuff. It's ridiculous, and I think and my personal view is trying to combat that, and it's trying to give local communities the power to do decision making themselves instead of giving big city mayors and big city businesses and big city corporations and unions the power to decide for themselves.
All right. So, James, how are you last week? Actually, I want to ask everybody this. How are you feeling about the current results?
I'm feeling pretty good. I can't lie. I'm feeling pretty good.
Think you'll win?
I think I have a good shot. Yeah, I think we have a good shot. Yeah.
If you want, Evan, I can update you with the results. Right now, Georgian is getting 2/3 of the current votes. So with 21 votes in, that's a big margin behind Sam Martinez, who's growing a bit with almost 20%. And then you have Maiwa Olivode with almost 10, and Chris Miller with almost 5%. That, remember, with 21 votes in, we need more votes to come. Plus, we need to delete the alls that are voting. So, yeah, that's the current results.
So it seems like Georgian has flipped a bit. He went under. He's now has 2/3. I got a report, and it's not official, but it seems like Trey. I heard a rumor. I heard this from the Kentucky Secretary of State, who said that Georgian has a huge lead in Kentucky. Andrew, I know you cannot say anything, but do you think at the end of the night Georgian could win the state of Kentucky?
He potentially could, take into account he has the conservative vote. Let's remember, Kentucky is a Democratic state by registration. It usually votes Republican because it's filled with conservatives and conservative Democrats, just like him. He can appeal to Kentuckians, and I think he'll potentially win that state.
I also heard another rumor from the not the Virginia Secretary of State, but I heard it from an election source of Newport News that the majority of these votes coming in are from Virginia at this hour. We also can probably make a projection soon in the state of Georgia, because if Proud Georgians does not win Georgia, that is going to be
I'm just gonna say this: I'm not. My news network in particular is not making any projections until we have enough information to start projecting states. Also, until the electoral map is begin to be released. So, we already look. The simple fact is this: we already know Georgia's going for Georgian. That's not a big issue.
I think it's the biggest headline of the year.
Well, let's think about this. Well, it will certainly be a
Proud Georgian winning Georgia. I just
a lot of the states will be flips. Now I want to say this: last season, the Democrats, Delaney won Georgia. All of you remember that. Emphasizing the fact that we had the convention in Georgia. Which when Georgia went blue, though, I think that was one of the surprises that I looked at personally. Georgia and Texas, those two states, I was very surprised to see going for David Delaney last time around. This time, I know Georgia is going for Georgian. Texas, we'll have to see how that one plays out. But we'll have to see how the counties come out of Texas.
And a state that has been disputed is the state of Missouri. It has a lot of conservative Democrats and has been a Republican stronghold. However, it is also Sam Martinez's home state. Do you think that Georgia's conservative base could outnumber Sam's home state advantage?
I'm just gonna say this: if you get enough votes, or you get enough percentage points, or enough votes to get Missouri, I have with no shot of a doubt seeing Sam winning Missouri. I believe he will be able to win Missouri. It's highly possible. we will have to see. I mean, we were just disputing that one last night on MCN. Could not characterize, or they could not characterize Missouri. We'll have to see. I think it's going to be close in Missouri between Georgia and Sam. So we're just going to have to sit back and watch and see.
Here is what Political Hub 101 rates the states. This could be changed, but this is the prediction for the end of the night. So we see, I think that Georgia will dominate the South, and he's going to get all the states. Would you agree with that? And he's also red because.
Could someone mute Adam? Or Adam, can you mute yourself?
Okay, so we actually project that Sam will win these two states. Arizona because of Jay. We project that mainly the Midwest will go to Georgia. However, we do think that Missouri and Minnesota will go to Sam, and Michigan. We also think that Sam will win Virginia. And then he's, of course, going to win he's going to win a lot of these Dem states. However, he is going to have a bit of a struggle up here because Mayo Obode. We project that he will win. We project that Mayowa will win a lot up in the Northeast, and we project that Florida we're also seeing. Who do you think will win Florida?
I think it's going to go to Georgia. I think this prediction here is underestimating Georgia.
Georgia's
well,
gonna
I
win
think
Florida. Georgia's gonna win Florida.
I think Georgia's gonna win. Yeah,
he's gonna sweep
because
the South, definitely.
I project. What do
you know why? Well, but remember, let's remember what happened in 2000 when Al Gore was facing George Bush and Ralph Nader, and some people say because of Ralph Nader, Al Gore didn't win Florida. I'm not going to dispute that, but let's remember the fact that the Green Party has a Democratic appeal, let's say. So since, Georgia is literally touching Florida, I think Georgia will win that state.
Well, Andrew, let's remember this. This is not a Al Gore situation. This is definitely not an Al Gore situation. I don't feel it's even close to it. They called Florida for Al Gore early in 2000, too early when the votes were still being counted. They projected that state for Al Gore, but yet we saw George Bush did end up winning Florida, making him the president of the United States.
We can also project the state of Georgia will go to Mayowa Obode by the end of the night. I heard that from the Georgia Secretary of State.
From the Ohio, if we're going based off the Secretary of State, the Ohio Secretary of State has just confirmed that Sam Martinez has won the state of Ohio.
Yeah, the Massachusetts Secretary of State have just confirmed Cameron Scott has won the state of Massachusetts.
The American Secretary of State has confirmed Nicholas Sandias won all 538 electoral votes.
This is our projection for the end of the night. We can project that Mayo Obode will be crowned the next president.
I just want to remind you all, don't forget, and back on a serious note, we were talking about running mates last night on MCN, and also talked about how running mates would help them. Well, here's what we have to dispute. If running mates are going to help the presidential candidate, if Massachusetts, which is Michael Walker's home state, Sam Martinez's running mate, if Michael Walker's home state is not blue, then we can't dispute that running mates will help the presidential candidates. That claim right there, I personally don't agree with. But if they're standing by that, that means Massachusetts will be going in the Sam Martinez column tonight, if that's the case.
Well, I think Sam Martinez will definitely win Massachusetts. Maybe Chris Miller could win it. However, I believe it if Is it his home state or is that Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
No, it's another.
I'd say it's more likely Mayo wins Massachusetts than Chris Miller.
Yeah.
I think it's New Jersey.
So this is our
Chris Miller's home state is Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Oh, okay, it's Pennsylvania.
I'd just like to point out to everyone that John S. Hooverfield officially said to everyone to vote Georgian, so this race just got crazier.
So this is our projections. We believe the race will tighten. We believe that Georgian will probably win by 60%. We believe that Sam will win Missouri and Virginia and Michigan. However, those are really the only toss-ups going to him. Georgian will sweep the map with Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Iowa, Ohio, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, and Iowa.
I think you're still underestimating Georgian. The fact is, Georgian's getting 2/3 of the vote, and this is, I think Georgian's going to be probably going to win Virginia, Illinois, Michigan, and Colorado.
Yeah, and here's another thing. The progressive, not the progressive, the Democratic vote is getting split amongst Georgian, Iowa, and Sam. So you're overestimating Sam's chances at actually winning because you need to win the Electoral College. You don't need a majority; you just need a plurality. And if the partisan Democrats split themselves amongst the Green Party and the Democratic Party, that's going to create some problems.
I'm just gonna say
Georgia's going to get all the Republican votes because there's no. Keep in mind, there's no. Oh wait, there's Chris Miller.
no, Chris Miller, but Chris Miller is not the Republican.
And Chris Miller's only gotten 1 vote so far. So
Yeah.
And Chris Miller is
Miller
not going to do so well.
Wait, where are the live results?
He's not going to do so well with the Republicans.
Here's our projection. Political Hub 101. If the current trend continues, this is what I believe the electoral map would look like if the current trend continues. I'm
gonna create a live electoral map.
I still think it's too optimistic for Sam. Like that's usually literally no listen. Walter Mondale won around 40% of the vote in an election, and he only got 10 electoral votes. This is 190 electoral votes when Sam only has even if you make him favorable, he's only gonna get around 20 to 30%. Okay, I really think you're overestimating his chances here.
Well, I do know that there is a liberal voting base for Sam. I know
Yeah, but it's going to split itself amongst Myola and Sam. It's 90% chance it's going to happen. It's already happening.
Also,
you can argue that.
Myola Bode is actually being overestimated. I think that he'll get 12% by the end of the night.
I don't even think he'll get that, honestly.
He does have a lot of.
Here's the issue. If even 12% is considered a vote splitting, and I think it would be silly to just say.
I think Georgia will take more from the Republicans and not from the Democrats, and less from the Democrats.
But the Republicans aren't running.
Because Georgia is.
oh my God! Stop with the.
Because Georgia is quite conservative.
No, but the Republicans, yeah, that's the thing. But it's not going to be vote splitting because the Republicans aren't even running a candidate.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Georgian is going to get all the Republican votes because there's no Republican in the race, unless if you count Chris Miller. But Chris Miller's only at 1 vote so far.
He had much less Republican supporters than Georgian has. At the moment, we don't know yet how many Republican votes he will get, but we expect Georgian to get most of them.
Yes. So Andrew,
Yes.
you're on the BOD. How high of a volume do you think the alts go to? Will there be a lot of alts in this?
I really do not expect many outvoting, but with the live results that may that number may jump a bit. We don't know yet, but I think it won't be much, to be honest,
Oh, also,
because we have a four-way
we're
race.
joined right now by Daily owner John Rampers. Hello, John.
Hey, John.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this. If the vote count, if you get an extra about 50 to 60 votes within the next couple of hours, you're gonna know there's a lot of alts. By the way.
Yeah. I also think that there's a lot of people in different time zones, and a lot of people, like in Europe, actually vote Dem, and I think a lot of people in different time zones are going to vote for Sam Martin.
Here's an interesting thing to think about. In a lot of recent polls, Sam and Myowa have been neck and neck. So, is it possible that Myowa could overtake Sam in the popular vote?
No. Wait,
I don't
No.
think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna
I
happen.
think Sam's gonna.
No one makes.
Mayor just got a
Sorry,
third
John.
vote. He's up to 12% now.
No. There's a poll with 70 voters in it, and Myowa's leading by about 1 to 2%. That's a pretty big problem, I would say, for Sam's base if he's gonna have that.
So, how?
No, hold on. I'll post the poll in the chat, but
Sorry.
Jen, I don't think polls really matter at this point with the real election being out.
okay, we'll see.
I wouldn't
Right
really
now,
waste your
okay.
time on the poll.
Terrell, if you want to go by the real election data, Myowa's at 3 votes, Sam's at 4 votes. They're almost neck and neck.
Can I actually say something? Now, polling, here's my rule to polling usually. If you see, now, I was leading 50 points against gaming, but I forgot to look at one crucial thing. And that crucial thing was looking at who votes. If you're leading consistently but with the same supporters, then you don't feel safe. What could happen then is that the silent majority comes. I think there's a silent block of voters going for Sam. Terrell, you want to start?
No.
Who wants to start?
I'm
Well,
just making my own version of the electoral result of the results could be.
so anyway, the question up for debate,
Something else, everyone. I put up a map to start posting them. A map of the poll closings, but not. We won't release them.
Not results.
Instantly, not yet. The electoral map, some states, not all of them.
Doesn't
Just
Ethan
so you know,
Kelly
have an early estimate.
Doesn't
Yes?
Ethan do the ballot?
yeah.
He didn't this time.
Doesn't Ethan do the electoral college?
No, he kind of gave up on that. People were saying that he was taking off.
Well, but
he did do it last season for Delaney, so I'm assuming.
Yes, I understand, but
Yeah, I made an estimated electoral map.
Okay.
Ethan is not active right now, so I'm just putting that map over there. If Ethan wants to take it, I really don't care. Or if it is different.
So we have no statewide results, but it seems like Georgian is going up. He was at 65, now he's 70. 74 though. That's a very hard margin for Sam to catch up.
Yes.
It's possible. Don't think it's likely. Honestly, if I were Sam, I would want to be at 25% by now. If you want to actually try to win, I would try, because also you have to know that these 12% of Iowa supporters most of them would flock to Sam instead of Georgian. So really, Sam could be getting up to 28% right now if the two merge, but that ain't gonna
Sorry, I
happen.
was just laughing at it.
Yeah. So I want to point out they're both tied right now. Myoa and Sam. They're both at 4 votes each. So yeah, vote splitting is definitely happening.
Well, yeah, I'm going to Jen's tomorrow.
So
Iowa is in second place. The first time the Democrat has gotten third since season 3.
Ooh, what did I tell you?
Jackson Hitchcock did worse than Wood and
Oh
Hart.
yeah. Since season, there have been only been 2 other times in Mech history when the Democrat has gotten third place.
But that ain't is that happening now?
What? The first time was in season 3 when the Democrats were forced to nominate the communist Vladimir Petrov because both candidates had dropped out, and Gabe Fly, the incumbent president, got more electoral votes than Petrov, despite not being a candidate for re-election. Yeah. Duncan and myself voted for Gabe Fly. In the end, Gabe Fly got as many votes as Petrov did, but in the electoral vote, Gabe Fly got 38 votes, Petrov 13. Or 16. For interest, Petrov won Virginia, and Gabe Fly won Texas.
So I want to move on, but I want to come back to this. Remember, we're going to have a lot of streaming coming later. But I want to now talk about Congress. Congress is a big chamber. It does almost, if not equal to, maybe even greater than the president. Now, something that I have been noticing is, and I'll play the clip again. Of the part that I want everyone to see. But this part of my news footage, this part exactly. Look at this clip. Okay, let me
Can I make a quick announcement?
So there you have it. Andrew, you can make your statement.
That Jonas Superfeld's name was taken out of the ballot because he never confirmed he was going to be Chris Miller's running mate. So as of now, Chris Miller has no VP candidate.
Oh shit. Yeah, in fact, he said vote Georgian.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, who did everyone here on the panel vote? Who did everyone here on the panel vote for?
I voted for Iowa.
I voted for Georgian.
I have not voted.
I voted for Nicholas Sandy, our Lord and Savior.
But seriously though, you voted for Georgian, right?
If I didn't, I would be a fool's errand.
Yeah. Okay, Evan.
Why Andrew, is there who did you vote for? Andrew, who did you vote for?
I voted for Georgian.
You know what I hate in congressional. Sorry.
So who did you vote for?
He
voted for Sam.
I did what a lot of Democrats didn't do and supported our nominee. Oops, was that supposed to come out?
So on this panel we've got 3 Georgian voters, 1 Mayoa voter, 1 San Martinez voter, and 1 person who didn't vote.
What a great panel. Privatize the video. Just out of curiosity. Because I have this on an old account, the news footage, and
so turnout on this panel is 83%.
So let's talk about candidates filing early for Congress.
Yeah, I already decided to run for Congress.
Yeah, I already can tell you. I think the Dems could get a 6-0 majority for the first time in a while.
What?
Yes.
What? So you're saying
Asher, Ivor, me, Brown.
you're probably not winning re-election. Unless if Jacob Taney's the nominee, you're probably not winning re-election.
I think I could. You may not win the nomination.
Yeah, that's true. But if I don't win the nomination, I'll run as an independent.
Yeah, and that,
You know what I find interesting?
And even then, I don't know if I'll split the conservative vote because I lean liberal on several issues,
yeah, you're gonna get
and I
a
could take votes away from anti Evan Hunt Democrats.
Mm-hmm. Who would vote for Jacob?
Yeah, I could be that option for people who don't want to vote for Democrats who don't want to vote for Evan Hunt, but would never vote for a Republican.
Mm. But
You know
you're
what's
a Republican. You're not a Democrat. You're not what okay, I guess, but you're like why would you want to be independent? Like you.
Okay.
You know what? I think
This
about that at the Republican primary.
This isn't a debate about who should represent people in Congress, please.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Thanks for getting us back on topic, Jant.
Well, if we're gonna talk about Congress, let's talk about some of the.
No. We're gonna talk about the presidency.
No. He brought up Congress, and it's his show, so let's.
Yeah, but Jant got us back on topic.
Yeah, but like I switched the topic. We're talking about more.
Yeah, Jant got us back on topic.
Well, we were talking about Congress, though. We weren't. You all.
And Jant got us back on
you all
topic.
got into discussion
There's no
about
reason why we should be talking about
who's gonna win what race. That was what you all were doing.
Jant's right. Why did you mute me?
Because we need to. I want to talk about Congress.
Fine, do whatever you want.
But no, we can talk. I just.
We have to. I'm gonna say this, Evan. This is.
And take attention away from this historic presidential election.
I want to remind you all here on this panel. This is Evan's show. He has the right to do what he.
Okay.
Mac Press is about to be updated.
This is Evan's show. He has the right to do whatever he wants.
I'm coming.
None of us dictate what he does.
So, George Stephanopoulos, Evan, what do you want to do?
I just want to quickly talk about why are these candidates filing so early? I can name around 10 candidates now filing for the Senate when the actual election is not until another month.
Because people want to win, and it's kind of screwed up. That
I was actually on the fence about filing for Senate.
I don't know what's going to happen. I just want to quickly talk about how we have a lot of good competitors and these many lawmakers face the past. I'm not going to lie, I'm one of them. These three can be a pretty close race, in my opinion. I don't think whoever's going to win that. Now I want to move back to the presidential race.
Yes, it's going to be historic. It's going to have historic proportions. And the second precedent for the Democrats getting third place was in season 13 when the Democratic nomination went to Jackson Hitchcock, a self-identified Nazi.
Yeah, that was
the first time the Democrats got third. The first time got third, the nomination went to a communist, and the second time the Democrats got third, the nomination went to a Nazi. So that's the kind of company San Martinez is going to share if he gets third.
Well, actually, if you go and look to the live results of that election, season 12, Braden Hart and Jackson Hitchcock are tied.
So, I'm probably going to have another session tonight, but my closing statement for this session is going to be, you guys are all welcome. It's probably going to be at 9:15 EST. I'm going to thank all our viewers. But basically, my closing statement is, What do you think is the future for Met?
I'm gonna say this. I'm surprised Mac lasted another season because I'm surprised after this season, if stuff don't go well this season, I honestly feel Mac has been dying. We can't say Mac has started to die. Mac has been dying.
Mech has been on the verge of dying several times.
Yes,
and
Mac
here
has
we
been-
are.
It's still dying. I'm surprised we got this far to season 14.
Remember the mock collection international community I created? I created it because at the time I thought Mech was dying. Because at the time Mech was dying.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this to anyone: if you have not voted yet, get out and vote. I don't care who you vote for, just get out and vote, so you won't
Just
feel
get out there and vote.
bad about yourselves.
I mean, it's kind of a lie that none of us don't care about who they vote for.
I honestly
We
don't
are in an
care.
election
Dana,
show.
I'm gonna tell you this: I honestly don't care who people vote for at this point.
All right. I want to thank you all for coming on to the show. I will be having another segment tonight. Hopefully, we can also get a presidential candidate, and you all are very welcome to join if you want. I have to go, and remember, thank you for watching Political Hub 101.
Thank you.